fans that showed up, for all the Bears that are out here competing for a position on this roster, and for Ben Johnson telling J-Mac walking out at halftime that they want to be focused and come out here and win this game. 29-27, here we are at the end, and the Bears win.
3 fourth-quarter touchdown passes by Bagent. Fourth quarter scoring drives, 11 of 59, 12, 68, and 10, 87. All 29 points from the red zone. Nicely done, Ben Johnson and whomever. I don't know who was calling the plays in the second half. Last week it was Declan Doyle. We'll see when we talk to Coach. But 29-27 has a real good feel to it. Hoping J-Mac can get Jade all day, because that would be a nice finish to this one.
It sure would. You know what? He's got
somebody.
Daniel Hardy.
Go ahead.
Here, Bears D and Daniel Hardy. Daniel, another preseason wraps up for you, another training camp. First of all, let's break down the strip sack play that you caused today.
Man, it was, just a second down rush, nothing crazy. So I got a chip out the backfield from the back, had to go inside and come back out off the power. It was just make a play, get the ball back. That's all we preach. That's what DA talks about all the time. Sacks are cool, but sack fumbles are better. You know what I'm saying?
And I've seen firsthand the work that you guys put in collectively as a defensive line. You guys have been at the high school this offseason. I got to be there and see you guys in action. Talk about how that chemistry came about, and talk about how that's propelled you guys to have a successful preseason and how that will carry over into the season.
Man, we just got a room full of dogs, man. Just a bunch of guys who love to work, grinders. I ain't been the prettiest past couple years, and guys aren't satisfied. Nobody's happy with the way things are going. Everybody's trying to turn things around. We're trying to turn the culture around. We all been working, grinding, slaving away. Man, this is what we work for, and, we're happy to go put it on display.
You're one of the holdovers from that team last year that was under Coach Eberflus. You bring in Coach Johnson. What has been the biggest change off the field? We know what he's done on the field, but off the field that Ben Johnson and his staff has established there at Hallis Hall.
I think it's just a culture thing, really. From day one, they raised the standard. Just mediocrity was no longer acceptable. Whatever it is, man, we're doing excellent in whatever it is. Taking notes, paying attention, special teams, like everything matters. Do all the little things, and it's going to show up on the back end.
Last question. We know cuts are coming up. We know it's going to be tough. Ryan Poles was talking about it at halftime. A lot of great players on this roster. You being one of the guys that plays special teams. You're out there on defense in terms of rotation. How would you grade your preseason performance, and what is something that you think that will make you stick on this roster that you've been able to show?
Honestly, versatility, just being able to be a Swiss Army guy. Wherever they need me, put me, be humble enough to switch positions, do whatever it is. I think that's very valuable. But, honestly, it's just at the end of the day, it's the work ethic. And that's that's why cuts are so tough, is because we got so many dogs in the room, so many guys willing to put in the extra work and go the extra mile, take the extra step. So, God willing, I'm going to be in Chicago. But, I'm going to let the chips fall where they may.
Thanks for your time, man. Best of luck this season. Thank you. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, Daniel Hardy, key component on special teams, a favorite of Richard Hightower. He plays with all gas, no brakes. Daniel Hardy.
We saw it last year. It was evident in the preseason. He went to Buffalo and had a couple of sack performance, and you know that he has that. It's not an innate skill. It's a developed skill to be a pass rusher. He talked about how he was chipped by the back before he got that sack strip fumble, and then he had to readjust his course of action to the quarterback, and that's something you have to do on the fly that's not necessarily coached. It's just the innate ability in you to see it.
And, every player that goes to the microphone and asked about what's going on in that locker room, in those team meetings, it's a reference to Ben Johnson and the coaching staff. And I asked Austin Reed, take us into Ben's mentality from the inside out. And his quote was this: "I think perfection is the only thing that's good enough for him. He would finally be happy. If you get a 40-yard gain, it's not good enough if there was a breakdown on the backside. If something doesn't go right or somebody doesn't do their job, he's going to bring it up."
How little we know Ben at this point in his professional career, he reminds me a lot of Scotty Scheffler. And if anybody out there watches golf and looks at the mental concentration, the confidence and recovery ability, he kind of reminds me of a guy that has that type of attitude, intelligence, and determination.
All right, so a good job by everybody that kicked in and got the win. 26-7, they outscored the Chiefs at the 2:45 mark in the second quarter. The Chiefs had themselves a 20-3 lead. Obviously, the first team offense did move the ball. Mahomes and those guys, 4 drives, 4 scoring drives, and Mahomes looked good against the Bears defense. But everybody else pulled it out, and the Bears, there's a lot of math here. We'll take a break. We'll recap and then hand it off to Peggy Kaczynski and Jurko after a 29-27 come-from-behind win by the Bears to wrap the preseason here from Kansas City. This is the Bears Radio Network.
The Chicago Bears Radio Network is brought to you in part by Hard Rock Casino of Northern Indiana, Miller Lite, the Advantage Dealer Group, and Dr. Pepper. This is Bears football on the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. And now, it could be your ticket in. Enter the Dr. Pepper Bears Ticket Sweepstakes at drpepperticketsweeps.com/Bears for your chance to win tickets to an upcoming game. Terms and conditions may apply.
At UI Health, compassion isn't just care, it's commitment. UI Health's team of experts listens to your story, understands your experience, and embraces your voice. That's because UI Health is with you every step of the way. Whether it's your stroke emergency, your cancer journey, or your transplant victory, UI Health's care heals and saves. UI Health, expert care for your journey. Learn more at uihealth.care.
Jan from Toyota here, with live coverage of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event, with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffel is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears. Just opened their newest furniture and mattress superstore in Maryville Plaza in Maryville, Indiana. That makes 7 Chicagoland locations with the best selection, unbeatable value, in styles for every space and budget. Plus, they're 100% employee owned. That's a local pride you can feel good about. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhoffels.com.
Hear the playmakers and the coaches first. Postgame is next. ESPN Chicago.
Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer with J-Mac alongside coming up a bit later, and we'll talk to Ben Johnson. The Bears win it, come from behind fashion, 29-27. The Bears put up 424 yards on 75 plays and dominated the time of possession by 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Kansas City 357 on 53 plays. Most of their damage done early in the game with Patrick Mahomes. Their offense looked good, as it should. They've been together a long time with the same coaching staff and the same system. And then, Caleb Williams did well at the end of his first half, finishing with points. And then Tyson Bagent played the whole second half, Tommy, and 4 scoring drives, all 29 points from the red zone, and 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns by Bagent.
Yeah, I think the valuable time that Caleb got today under center and on an offense that had some crowd noise that was included in the game today was something that Ben can learn from. He can learn a lot about his quarterback and his offense, and every one of those players that had an opportunity to go out there and play on this field tonight are better players because of it, but now – the real stuff is ready to get underway, and when they get back to Hallis Hall the next time they're there, it's sights on to Minnesota.
And that will be the focus. There's going to be cuts coming up around the league by Tuesday afternoon. Some will happen. I mean, New England already cut 14 players today. Some other teams have done so. So it's just a matter of when, not if, that players will be getting cut. But look for the Bears to analyze this thoroughly and take some time before they do so and see what else they might be interested in because, last year Ryan Poles made 2 trades after that period of time, bringing players in here and players of need. And we don't know what the injury situation is ultimately.
Right. What positions are they thin at? Of us looking from the outside in, it seems like defensive backfield could be a little thin right now, and maybe the running back position is something that raises a concern a little bit. So we had Ryan Poles up here in the third quarter, and we talked just a little about the state of the football team, and his plate is full because the start of the college football season is getting ready to get underway, and then you got the start of the regular season. So you won't have an off day until after the Super Bowl.
All right. Well, it was a fun finish to the preseason. Now it's on to the real business at hand. What begins as the opener against Minnesota and a trip to Detroit the week after. You do it 1 week at a time, but for some reason those two games just kind of hang out there for you. It's going to be a heck of a matchup in both cases.
It is. I mean, it's two divisional games to start the season and to start the career of a new head coach. So, you can't sit here and understate their importance to the end result of the season. And you're talking about a new quarterback coming into Soldier Field on the salute of the Super Bowl team. And then Ben Johnson is going to bring his team in to Detroit Stadium, where he spent the last few years as an offensive coordinator.
All right. Well, that's it from us for right now. We'll rejoin you when Ben Johnson's available from the locker room. In the meantime, we hand it off to Peggy Kaczynski and Jurko for their post-game coverage. A fun finish, guys, if nothing else.
Yes, it was, JJ. Thank you very much. An exciting comeback win for the Bears, but Jurko, this was a sloppy dress rehearsal for the first-team offense and the first-team defense. Are they ready for prime time?
Yeah. Thank heavens Patrick Mahomes left the field. Thank heavens that happened, because their first offense against our first defense was a mismatch. It was an absolute mismatch. But it was nice to see, Tyson Bagent get out there in the second half. It's sloppy early, but a fourth quarter where they found a way to go ahead and come back. Our second-string quarterback against whatever was left for the Kansas City Chiefs and whatever was left for the Chicago Bears. But, I mean, if Bagent ever has to get pressed into action, I don't feel bad. I don't feel awful. You'll be actually kind of be okay. Hey, we'll find a way to survive. Happens a little bit quicker, though, when you're going against the ones.
Last week, Ben Johnson said, don't look at the numbers. When they looked really good and the offense was really humming, he said, don't look at the numbers. The numbers don't matter. Can we look at the numbers, though, to see what the defense gave up to Kansas City's first team? 197 yards on their first three drives, 2 touchdowns, a field goal. They let them score on all 3 possessions. Big plays of 19, 58, 20, 12, 19, 13, 31, 16 yards, and not to mention penalties galore. It wasn't good.
It wasn't pretty at all. Yeah, it's like somebody didn't set the alarm clock, and they were sleeping for the first quarter of the game, and then suddenly they woke up. Hey, guess what? We've got to play. Hey, and they played the whole first half, which was nice. I wanted to see that. Get out there. You get kicked in the teeth. Now you got to find a way to go ahead and respond. And they responded a little bit. I mean, at least they scored 10 points in the second quarter to keep them in the whole darn thing. So, I mean, good for them. But it was Bagent who had the last drive, right?
Yes.
The last drive they scored a touchdown before the half. Was that Caleb or was that?
No, Caleb stayed in the first half. Yeah, that was Caleb.
Yeah. Well, that was good to see then. And then give Caleb the credit for being able to do that. Which, at the end of the day, is all you gave up 17 points right away. At least you found a way to respond a little bit. Like I said, they didn't answer the alarm clock. Nobody said it. Either way, they kind of showed up a quarter late for the football game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, a year ago, if this had happened, people would have been screaming about Matt Eberflus's team. But even Ryan Poles told Jeff and Tom during the game when he was visiting in the booth that he was hoping that they'd come out with a little bit more energy on offense and defense. I mean, you're hoping. This is something that Ben Johnson wanted. He said, we wanted the guys to play in the third preseason game. This was our plan going into training camp. We played it out to see if it was still our plan. And yes, we want to see what type of team do we want to be on the road. And like you said, they didn't show up at first.
Yeah, it's got to get better. That's it. Just got to get better. That's where they're at. It's not good enough. The effort wasn't good enough. It's got to get better. And, I mean, you can see the disparity still. There's still disparity, between the elite teams in the league and don't let the Buffalo thing fool you. They didn't play anybody. So, good, they won. You're supposed to beat up on the other team when they don't play anybody. This one, you were playing somebody. And maybe it'll wake them up. Maybe, that's a lesson to be learned here today, that you can't sleepwalk your way through the season. Now, listen, at home, this team didn't have a problem answering the bell. They didn't miss the alarm clock. They're on the road. First game of the year on the road. Maybe they realize they got to do something different on the road so they can keep their kind of wits about them. So that's something they can put under their belt and say, hey, whatever we did, let's do it a little bit better. That way we don't miss whatever we're doing when we do go on the road. Second week, they're up in Detroit. It's going to be a lot of emotion. Don't get drained before you ever get to the damn field because you're worried about what you're going to do for Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson, how he's going to respond, blah, blah, blah. You got to be ready to play. You got to be ready to grind. That's what the NFL game is. It's a grind. You got to put yourself in a position to win in the fourth quarter. That's what it's all about.
We didn't see the pre-snap issues that have plagued this team in training camp this year in the game against Buffalo last week, but we did see them right away when the very first possession, Caleb fumbled the first snap. The rookie, Colston Loveland, gets called for a false start on the second snap. Yeah, it's on the road. The crowd is loud. You have to learn how to play on the road. And this is exactly what Ben Johnson was talking about. Let's head back to the Hyundai broadcast booth where Jeff and Tom are standing by with head coach Ben Johnson.
All right, thanks, Peggy. Ben, congratulations on the win. As preseason games go, that was an exciting finish, man. That was fun. You kind of mentioned it at halftime. Hey, we're going to go out and try and win this thing, and that's exactly what happened. Kind of break down the game for us, start to finish.
Yeah, we went into this one saying that we wanted to see what type of team we were going to be on the road. And, it was disappointing to see the start that we got off to. It was slow, both sides of the ball. And so, when you dive into a hole like that, you're down 17-0 in a blink of an eye. And really, we started to get a little momentum there right before halftime by scoring in the 2-minute. And coming out of halftime, we had some momentum and then more miscues. So it just, end of the day, it's a sloppy football game, but it's also a victory. So there's a lot of good that come along with it. And I think the guys understood that if 30 minutes don't go your way, then you got another 30 to play here in the second half.
Yeah, plenty to learn for these guys, right? Plenty to learn across the board. And just talk about the idea that a lot of these guys, man, they are playing, hopefully to get on the roster, but at a minimum, a practice squad and get seen by somebody else. Did you appreciate the fight to the finish?
Oh, no question. Amy, it was something we talked about this morning. This was really the last opportunity that this 90-man roster has to make a impression, not just to us and our team, but really for the entire league. And I think a number of guys went out of their way and had really good performances here tonight.
Coach Ben, forgive me if you think this is a stupid question, but I don't know how you would approach this. Are you going to watch the tape of this game, or are you on to Minnesota?
Oh, we're definitely watching the tape of this. Yeah, we'll be in tomorrow, making our corrections, business as usual.
So when you look at just the 2-minute opportunities that you've had with the quarterbacks, was there anything that you were able to put in motion for the first time to see how it would work itself out? Maybe some of the time restraints you had with Tyson at the end of the game, or some of the 2-minute opportunities you had with Caleb in the first half?
Yeah, we wanted to be better end to half. We've had some chances there, and I thought Caleb did a really nice job getting us going. I think it was, we went almost the length of the field there to get a touchdown, and really we needed it. That kind of got us going, and going into halftime down by 10 rather than 17, that's a huge deal. So that was good to see. And then end of the game, that's challenging with no timeouts, and you need a couple of explosives mixed in there. Jade Walker made a couple huge plays on that drive that really we needed, and you don't have your full arsenal maybe that you normally have in the season. I'm talking about the types of plays that we're calling. And so to see Tyson be able to make some big time connections like that was awesome.
You know, you try to simulate crowd noise at practice with the music, but there's nothing like real crowd noise. How did that benefit you from what you experienced tonight?
Yeah, that's critical for where we are right now because that's going to happen early. I think it's week 2 is our first away game, so that's going to be a big one for us. And so we worked all week the silent cadence, and that's what we were going to do regardless of how many people were here tonight or how loud it was. So I thought the guys handled it really well for the first time. It'll give us something to really springboard forward from here on out.
Ben, what did you think about the defense, especially early and just over the course of the game?
Yeah, it was. We weren't playing how we played so far in camp and in the preseason. And what I mean by that is I didn't feel like we controlled the line of scrimmage. It felt like, listen, you got to give Kansas City their credit. That is a fast team, okay? And I felt their speed the entire time. We didn't do a great job keeping them contained. They had some explosive plays. We had some bad penalties to add on top of it. And so you really got to be on point when you play a team that fast with a quarterback that good, and we're on the road. So it's the combination of all of it. And I'm not disappointed, but yeah, we wanted to play better. This is good for us. You need this occasionally to get slapped in the face a little bit. It'll wake you up, and I think we'll be better for this in the long run.
I know that, as I alluded to, some of these players who had uncertain futures going into this game. Anybody stick out to you that comes top of mind? I think of Daniel Hardy on the strip sack. And by the way, Tom complimented your red flag toss because it was significant. It covered a great deal of distance, Ben.
Well, thank you for that. Quarterbacks gave me a really hard time this week. They said it was subpar last week, so I had to
step up.
Little mustard on it this week.
And then just Jade. You could feel his enthusiasm and his focus, and he got dinged up there at the end, came back, made the play, and then he made the coverage tackle.
Yeah. Listen, this guy, he's just contagious. He's contagious personality-wise. He plays at a high level. He's been making plays all camp. His teammates love him and adore him. And, it was really fitting to see that he was the one to kind of come through for us here at the end.
All right, last thing. Now what?
Now what? Now we got some tough decisions to make.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all over the course of camp, and so we have a good idea where this was going, but some things here in this final game could certainly sway us one way or the other and put somebody over the top. And it comes down not just the collection of 53 on the active, but we're talking about practice squad too, which those guys will play significant reps for us at some point this year.
All right, Ben, good luck. Congrats on the win, and now the fun begins.
Sounds good. Thanks,
all right,
guys.
Thanks. Ben Johnson. Peggy, Jurko, back to you guys.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Let's take a break and give our stations a chance to identify themselves. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines at 312-332-3776. We'll also hear from Jason McKee as he goes inside the locker room.
This is the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres, we are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood, or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe. Amplify your entertainment experience at Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. Just off Exit 6, I-8094. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Is your old air conditioner running all the time, but not cooling your home? Stop wasting energy and money. Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric today for a complete AC cleaning and tune-up. And we'll include, absolutely free, a 1-year, no-breakdown guarantee, all for just $89.95. That's right, we guarantee your AC will cool your home for an entire year or your money back. Call 866-4-SEASONS.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4-SEASONS. Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit BeBolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
$6.7 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $6.7 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoliak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
You know that sound. And you better get used to it. Because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. Whether it's a quick run to the grocery store, the gas station, or shopping on your phone without even getting out of bed. When you get that kind of support with lower fees, great rates, and a team that's fully committed to your success, you win. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner.
Peggy and Jurko, post-game on ESPN Chicago.
The Bears were hoping Caleb Williams could stack together a couple of good performances. He finishes 11 of 15, 113 yards, a touchdown, and a 116.8 passer rating. He is standing by with Jason McKee.
Here, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. Caleb, you guys got started off slow offensively. What do you think attested to the slow start today offensively to begin the first half?
Yeah, I think it just I think the energy just coming out. I think, and then also just starting off bad. I mean, mistimed handoff and ball hitting the ground. So things like that always ends up having negative effects, and then we get a penalty, and then we get pushed behind the sticks even more. So I think it's just things to clean up. It's good that it was preseason. We came out with the win. Guys fought well at the end. We also had a good job, rallying also before the end of half. I think it's super important that we actually had that, the slow start and having to be able to fight back and understand, that the game's always going to come down to the end. We've been in many games where the game comes down to the end, and being able to, get the ball at second half, score before the half, get the ball at second half, and have that swing is going to be important for us to be able to, notice and see. And that's one of the things, or see. I think that's one of the things that I said in the huddle before the 2-minute, and then also when we got to the locker room for the guys.
You talk about battling adversity, keeping your poise to put points on the board to end the half. The chemistry between you and Rome was obviously evident again. Big chunk yard play that you hit him over across the middle to set up a 3-yard touchdown pass to him to finish that 2-minute drive. Talk about the 3-yard touchdown pass to Rome.
Yeah, Rome did a good job, seeing the backers push past him and settling up. It's just something that we work consistently. And, I think there was a couple other plays within that drive that Rome made, did a great job, especially the big play that he had. Obviously, we hit OZ on another big play. So it's being able to just be efficient in those ways and being able to, complete balls to those guys and let them make plays.
Second training camp in the books, wrapped up your second preseason. How has this Ben Johnson style of training camp helped prepare you for this upcoming season?
Yeah, the intensity, the discipline, the attention to detail, it's all going to be important for me and all of our teammates to be able to go out there and do what we want to do and win these games.
Talk about the chemistry in the quarterback room. You know, Tyson Bagent just received a contract extension this year. He was able to lead a game-winning drive to finish off the game to propel you guys to a victory. Talk about how you push each other and talk about that chemistry in that quarterback room.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Tyson and Austin, we've all been together for these past, year and a half, 2 years now. And then obviously with Case coming in the room, great vet, great guy. And honestly, it's been awesome being around these guys. The knowledge, the information, even when we're not in, even though we may not be playing or whatever case may be, we're out there cheering each other on, supporting each other day in and day out, and that's what you want in your QB room.
Last question for you: how prepared do you feel for the season opener against the Vikings on Monday night?
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the opener. It was funny, you have that slow start and then you get into a rhythm. It's like, and then you get taken out. It's like, man, I can't wait for the season to be able to, obviously you don't want to start slow, but just finding that rhythm and things like that. It's going to be important for us, and you kind of felt it today. When we found that rhythm, it was smooth. Everybody was on the same page, and the communication, the procedure, all of that, it was flowing. And so obviously we gotta get the slow starts out the way. But other than that, I think we're all excited. We're all. I was talking to some of the other guys and some other teammates. Like, we got into that flow, and it was like, man, I really want to. Really can't wait to get into the season, and we're all excited.
Thanks for your time. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, J-Mac, thank you very much. Caleb Williams did bounce back after a slow start, a sloppy start by the offense as well as the defense. Caleb says that this did, though, prepare them for the Monday night opener, ready for prime time against the Vikings. But against that Vikings defense, they're not going to be able to be afforded the kind of opportunity that they got tonight.
I don't worry about them at home. I really don't. I don't worry about them at home, at least being ready to play coming out of the gate. I do worry about that when they go on the road. They have a tendency, or they've had a tendency sometimes not to be there early. So, they were guilty of that today. There's no gray area. They were guilty of it today. You got to show up. You're responsible for your energy level. He said energy. I heard energy from the head coach. Individual players are responsible for the energy they bring out to the field. It's the last exhibition game. You know how much you're going to play. You know you've got to put forth the effort that it's going to be required of you that day. So, sloppy, fumble, penalty. It started ugly, and the defense went on the field, and they couldn't stop anything. Nothing early. They couldn't stop anything. And Mahomes looked like he was just playing with them. Yeah, just like you're sitting there and playing against a team that just couldn't do anything against you. And it was a little bit ugly early. When the ones were going against the ones, it was not pretty at all. It was ugly. So, fortunately, their ones left, our ones left, and we saw an entertaining football game after that.
Patrick Mahomes finished 8 of 13, 143 yards with a touchdown, 124.8 passer rating. Yeah, they looked like they were ready for the season to start, even though they finished 0-3 in the preseason. The Bears still have a little bit of a ways to go. Some of the things that were plaguing them last year seemed to kind of,
rear their ugly head early.
Yes, exactly. So you saw that very early on. The worst scoring, first quarter scoring offense in the NFL last year showed up again today.
They showed up, and your quarterback was in the pocket. And he was dancing, ducking out of the way, seeing the phantoms. Well, all of a sudden he's spinning in the pocket. And that reminds you, it sends you right back. It's a flashback. You get sent back right to the struggles of last year. So it was nice to see them bounce out of that and actually look somewhat productive. I guess that's the most positive thing you could say. It is the preseason. It's over. They went 3-0 this year. 3-0? No, 2-0-1. And they're 0-0. So after the game, you get to say you're 2-0-1, and now you're 0-0 going into the game.
Right. Were you surprised that Caleb stayed in for the entire first half?
I was a little bit surprised, but good for him and good for Ben Johnson. Give him a full, give him the 2-minute drill, give him a full half to see exactly what they're made out of. So they don't play in the first, they play some in the second, and now they're going to play a full half in the third game as they move forward. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was injured, I believe, in this game. That's a good thing as you move forward. Now you've got 2 weeks to get everybody healthy, right? 16 days?
Yep.
16 days, get everybody healthy. That'd be a good thing.
Well, and then the guys that didn't play, the host of running backs who have not been playing because they haven't been healthy. We saw DeAndre Swift today for the first time in the preseason, 7 carries for 28 yards. But the running back room is still a question mark. And a lot of people still have a question mark about the pass rushing as well. There are opportunities to get Patrick Mahomes, and yes, it is Patrick Mahomes, and yes, he is elusive. But the same thing that seemed to happen last year, when they get the quarterback cornered, they can't bring him down.
Yeah, he gets away. And really, he stood back there for a long time, just kind of surveying the field. So maybe they didn't put any French pastries in there. Maybe they didn't want to dial up any blitzes. Maybe they did nothing fancy to confuse them. Maybe there's more in the arsenal. We just didn't get to see it today. But the pass rush out of the first squad guys was woefully ineffective. And I'm being nice.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines, 312-332-3776. You are listening to the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Offers end September 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Hey Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this season, they're teaming up with Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Every time the Bears defense causes a false start at home, Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels, now with 7 locations, has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses, all styles, every budget, and they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average. And highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admissions.
Hey guys, it's Mitch Lyons with Mitch Lyons Wealth. You hear Jurko, the good kid, talk about me all the time. And yes, I did play in the NFL. But to be honest, these days, I'm more into spreadsheets than playbooks, and I'm solely focused on making sure my clients win retirement. Look, retirement's not about gambling on stocks or chasing crypto tips from your brother-in-law. It's about smart planning, steady income, and ultimately enjoying every day like it's Saturday. So if you want less guessing and more confidence, visit MitchLyonsWealth.com.
I'm Chicago personal injury lawyer Jim Morisi. Even when we're careful, other people's negligence can threaten our futures. As one of Illinois' most successful injury firms, winning the most complex personal injury and workers' compensation cases is what we do. Consultations are always free. Visit us at MorisiLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo. Morisi Longo & Associates. We're there when you need us.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
It's not a tailgate until someone burns the brats and forgets the bottle opener.
Dude, that happened one time. And I brought the beer. Yingling Flight. Thank you very much.
Smart move. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs. Light enough to go the distance, unlike your cousin trying to toss a spiral.
And it actually tastes like beer, not like those mystery seltzers in Steve's cooler.
This season, skip the gimmicks. Yingling Flight. Raise the bar on your tailgate. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Reason number 278 to visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway.
Rafferty's Irish Pub, a neighborhood staple since 2001. If you want that charming Irish pub experience, come in for a pint at Rafferty's. A wide selection of food, drinks, and your traditional Irish pub grub. Located at 10901 Joliet Road, Rafferty's is part of the City of Countryside's all-star lineup. Looking for a new home base? Visit the City of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway.
Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook is your connection to your new Chevy. Drive home in less than 60 minutes or they'll make your first car payment. See them in Bolingbrook or visit AdvantageChevrolet.com.
Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
How about this? We're your home for the new Bears.
I like it. This is the home of your new Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Caleb Williams under center with a one-back set. They motion a receiver to the right, Zacchaeus. They put the ball, tried to, in his hands, and Caleb Williams has to fall on it. It never got there at the 25-yard line, and that will be a loss of about 4 yards. So it's second and behind the chains now for the Bears against this defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, and some of the things that, Tom, you were concerned about are registering right now a false start.
Peggy and Jurko, post-game on ESPN Chicago.
An exciting comeback win for the Bears as they wrap up the preseason with a 29-27 win over the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium in KC. The Bears finished with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 3 of those touchdowns coming at the hands of backup quarterback Tyson Bagent. And on the heels of his $10 million man contract, it's nice to see that he was able to keep his poise and get the ball to the hands of some playmakers and get the offense to move downfield.
Yeah, nice culmination of a good week for him. The emotional press conference, the contract extension. He had to impress the second coach. I think Ryan Poles was kind of always in his corner, but you still got to impress the guy that it's going to be coaching you all the time. And I believe he did, even though he brought Case Keenum in as his guy. So good for Bagent that he was able to do that. Kept his poise the whole time. Smart kid, obviously. Adapted to the system and has been able to implement it in the role that he's been given with the football team. So good for Bagent.
So Tuesday's roster cutdowns, do you think they stick with 3 quarterbacks? Do they need Case Keenum? Keenum's injured right now, so he didn't play today. But what do you think?
Well, I mean, they could start him out. I mean, I've crunched the numbers, 24, 26, and 3. So I think the defense gets 24, the offense gets 26, and the specialists get 3. Long snapper, punter, and kicker. So 26 guys. Do you keep 9 offensive linemen? Do you keep 10 offensive linemen? 3 tight ends? You keep 5 or 6 receivers? You keep 4 or 5 running backs, and that's the position you switch.
And the receivers are the ones that are kind of opening the eyes now. When you're down running backs and you have guys injured, there's a couple of receivers who are making some plays.
Yeah, they are making plays. So, I mean, you make the decision on what you're going to do there, and then you got 3 quarterbacks. So you got 3, 10 in the combination between your other ones. That's 16. And then how many tight ends are you keep? You know, the tight ends. So you got a finite number of players that you can have. You've got to decide what you're going to do. And you also have to realize that's why Hardy and Booker can play special teams and get after the quarterback, and they can play special teams.
Right.
You're not putting Billings on a punt cover team.
No.
You're not putting him on, punt return. You're not doing that. So he is a defensive lineman only. If you get flexibility with some defensive linemen that could also play special teams, they're like having linebackers. So then you could sacrifice the linebacker position. But it's like, I think they kept 10 defensive linemen last year, 8 defensive backs, or 9, and only 6 of the others. So that's the combination, 6 of the linebackers.
Well, when going into training camp, the defensive backfield was the strength of this team, and now they've been depleted. And you saw a Nahshon Wright kind of get exposed today. 2 penalties called on one play. He gets beat badly for a touchdown a little bit later on. As much as we thought he was maybe pushing Tyreek Stevenson for a starting job, today he had a rough
and Stevenson didn't look good either on that fade stop in the end zone when Rice ran that route on him and Mahomes threw the ball, as a veteran will, right in the right spot. And the extension of the arms came at the right time, and it wasn't too glaring to make it look like a push-off. It just created a little space for himself, and they ended up scoring the touchdown. But, yeah, I don't think any corner really acquitted himself nicely today. So, they've been celebrated. We've talked about how deep the position is. They were part of that didn't answer the bell start that the Chicago Bears had. They were clearly a part of that.
Talking about Dennis Allen's defense and whether he likes to go small and fast using his defensive backs or he uses his linebackers. Linebackers were also exposed a little bit today. Noah Sewell, who had a pretty good preseason, although, let's say whoever he was going up against, and Alex Cook, another backup linebacker, both of them had some rough spots today as well. So maybe the depth at linebacker is not as good as we thought, and there's still some work to be done there in the middle of the field.
Any play one could be exposed. I watched Bruce Smith get plowed 8 yards down the field. He's a Hall of Famer. Every play is an individual test, and you've got to be able to answer and pass that test every single time. I saw Bruce Smith in a playoff game just absolutely get raced by a tackle and a tight end. So, it can happen to any individual on any individual play. I thought that Dio got upfield on a play that was absolutely ridiculous, lost the edge for his football team, and 10 guys could have been doing the right thing. He was doing the wrong thing, and he violated the theory of uneven parallel lines. And there it was. The running back was just running downhill because he ran himself out of the play. It was ridiculous. Nobody else on the defense did anything wrong. Nobody had to get beat. But because he ran up the field 6 yards for no reason, he compromised the integrity of the defense. And that's the kind of thing that'll kill you. Kansas City didn't have to do anything, and they ran the ball about 22 yards around the left end all the way down to the goal line. They didn't score a touchdown, but they got down to the goal line. That'll kill you because he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to rush the passer. He thought it was a pass. It was a run, and he ran himself out of the play. And in running himself out of the play, he compromised the integrity of the defense. And you can't have that.
And that brings up an interesting point that Jason McKee brought up during the game about Dennis Allen allowing the defensive backs to play man-to-man coverage. When we come back, I want to ask you about that. Does it work with the personnel that we are seeing on the field, or is there a flaw in playing man-to-man? We'll talk about that when we come back. This is the Postgame Show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network. You have heard me talk about how businesses are elevating their game in Bolingbrook. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. Bolingbrook remains the most desirable southwest suburban location to start or expand your business. I invite you to learn how welcoming we are to the many businesses who recently have made Bolingbrook their home.
So if you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your business, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Acura is a leader in reliability and style. Drive home in your new Acura from Advantage Acura of Naperville. With more selection to choose from and more savings, they're committed to providing a smooth and easy car buying process. Advantage Acura values your time. They'll have you in your new Acura in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right, drive off in your new Acura in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageAcura.com or see them in Naperville.
Most mentioned offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres, we are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe, amplify your entertainment experience at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-8094. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
At UI Health, compassion isn't just care, it's commitment. UI Health's team of experts listens to your story, understands your experience, and embraces your voice. That's because UI Health is with you every step of the way. Whether it's your stroke emergency, your cancer journey, or your transplant victory, UI Health's care heals and saves. UI Health, expert care for your journey. Learn more at uihealth.care.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I'm Courtney Cronin, here with lead attorneys at Costa, Iavone, Julio, and Anthony.
Hey, Courtney. How does being from Chicago help you in your job?
Well, I think Chicagoans like directness. I try to always remember that in press conferences and ask straightforward questions, because that's who I am.
We get that. It's the way we are with our clients. All they know is they need help, and they want a law firm to cut to the chase.
You can do that when you're both local.
It's about making a real connection, one Chicagoan to another.
Costa, Iavone, your trusted local personal injury lawyers. We get you.
Call them at 708-4MILLION.
For over 2 decades, I've called the plays here in Chicago, and when it comes to a winning strategy for selling your home, I've found the perfect play.
At Jeff Buys Your House, we offer a fast and easy solution for selling your house. No repairs, no commissions, no hassle. We're a local, veteran-owned company, and we've made the process simple since 2007.
Don't take a chance selling your house with just anyone. Trust the team at Jeff Buys Your House. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com today for your no-obligation offer.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
Shotgun snap, Mahomes. Right front side of the end zone, completed to Rashee Rice for the touchdown on Tyreek Stevenson. Easy pitch and catch.
Bears Monday starts with Cap and Jay Hood on ESPN Chicago.
Defense did not come out with much intensity on the road to close out the preseason. Really made Patrick Mahomes look like the future Hall of Famer that he is, giving up drives of 70 yards, 81 yards, almost 200 yards of offense on their first 3 drives, giving up lots of big plays, penalties, no pass rush. But the man coverage, Jurko, I want to ask you about this because Jason McKee brought it up during the broadcast. He had said that what he's noticing is allowing the defensive backs, the cornerbacks in particular, to play man coverage, exposed them to not being able to cover these guys that when they lose them, they're often running. And when they're lost in the first or second part of the defense, they're also often running. And that maybe it's just a mismatch with the personnel who were in there, because Jalen Johnson obviously isn't in there. Kyler Gordon isn't in there. But did you see any holes with that, with them playing man coverage?
You're still going to play man coverage. If you're on the NFL roster, you have to have the ability to play man coverage. You don't play nothing but man coverage all day. You mix it in with zone and with other stuff that you've got going. Usually when you're in man coverage, you're also dependent upon the rush, and you're usually bringing a little something with you. via the blitz, bring an extra guy. They weren't getting much pressure on the quarterback. You try to play man. You play man for too long, you've got a problem. You've got to be able to get to the quarterback if you're going to play man. Make it nice and simple.
And
That's
that
the way
they
it
were
works.
not doing.
They were not getting to the quarterback. Makes man coverage damn near impossible sometimes.
Quentin has been holding on the west side. Hello, Quentin. Welcome into the postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Oh, hi there. Great win. We just got to clean up the penalties, clean up the mistakes. We definitely got to put pressure on the quarterback if we want to win. Also, too, because my prediction is that the Bears, that they're going to be 12-5 the next 3 games on the regular season. I ain't afraid of the Vikings, the Lions, or the Cowboys. We can beat them, too.
12-5.
Yeah, Quentin's
I love it.
Quite enthusiastic. 12-5 in the first 3 games, coming out 3-0. A lot of people have the Bears doing well early.
Yeah.
And then getting into a little trouble on that tough part of the schedule they have in the middle where, 4 or 5 of those are on the road.
Yeah.
4 or 6 of those are on the road. So a lot of people see some tough times for the Chicago Bears as you get into the meat of the season. But anytime you got a chance to play, to win, and build confidence, I think this team needs that. They need confidence and the ability to win on the road. It's difficult to do it. It is very difficult to do it. So the minute they start doing it and they start getting a little bit of confidence, maybe they got a little bit last year when they beat the Packers on the road. Maybe they got a little mojo in them. Maybe they've got it. And we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough whether they're going to be able to do it or not.
Week 2, they're on the road at Detroit. Week 4 on the road against the Vegas Raiders. Then against the Commanders. Come back to play the Saints. And then it's the Ravens on the road. The Bengals on the road. Another Vikings game. And then Eagles, Packers, and the 49ers. It's not an easy schedule.
No. And the 49ers kicked the living crap out of them. And remember, Kansas City did that too 2 years ago. Kansas City kicked the crap out of the Chicago Bears. And it wasn't even close. Like what I saw at the beginning of today's game, it was like, oh no, I've seen this. In Kansas City 2 years ago, I've seen this game before. This is not good. So, thank heavens they took Mahomes out.
Brian Robinson Jr. is traded to San Francisco, and a guy that a lot of Bears fans were wondering if Ryan Poles was making phone calls on with the injuries that the Bears have at running back. Roschon Johnson has been out for over a week now. Travis Homer has been out. Kevin Monangai left last week's game. Ian Wheeler did not play today, and yet Brian Robinson is quickly traded to San Francisco. And now a lot of people are wondering, is it time for trader Ryan Poles to start talking to the Cowboys and about Micah Parsons and then also maybe a Trey Hendrickson deal?
Biggsy did a nice little article on the whole Micah Parsons thing and said how it's not feasible. You'd have to work too many contracts. You'd have to extend too many veterans into years that you might become uncomfortable with. That the whole Parsons and the other guy, Henderson, it's not a feasible option to extend their contracts and give them the contracts that they want to try to make it work. So, I give Biggs all the credit in the world for going ahead and dissecting all that, looking at where the Bears are currently and where they want to be, in the future to take the fire hose out and extinguish whatever fires there are for either Micah Parsons or for Henderson, the kid from Cincinnati. Yeah. It's not going to happen. I won't entertain it because it's not going to happen.
And they'll be looking at guys that get let go this week when Tuesday's cutdown comes. Actually, that's Kobe's question in Kansas City. Kobe wanted to know just that. Kobe, welcome in. You're on the Great Clips postgame show.
Yeah, Peggy, Jurko, thank you. It's a pleasure. You actually just hit my question exactly. just seeing tonight in Kansas City, you know, we need that disruptor. We need that one player, that the difference maker on our team to really help that man-to-man coverage that we want to run. And we just don't have that player.
Yeah, Kobe, I'm with you. We don't have him. It's not Montez Sweat. You know, he might give you 10, 12 sacks, but he's not a disruptor. He's not a guy that sacks are overrated is what Greg Bosch used to say. He goes, pressure is more important than the actual sacks. Getting the pressure and getting pressure on a consistent basis. You might get a guy that's going to give you 12 sacks, but if he doesn't give you consistent pressure, it's not going to matter. Because the 12 sacks can come over 17 games. It might be the only pressure he puts on. He's a very efficient player, and he gets you 12 sacks and 25 pressures during the year. You need a guy that's coming off the corner, it's putting the clock in on the quarterback, and he's going to get there. Do the Bears need a guy like that? Absolutely. They need a guy like Henderson and Micah Parsons, but they are not in a position to go ahead and get him.
And one number that would jump out that tells you exactly that is they've had no interceptions this preseason. So you get those guys disrupting them up front, it's going to cause some of those turnovers on the back end.
It would force the quarterbacks, obviously, to act a little quicker, maybe to be a little bit more desperate, maybe not to be as accurate. Maybe you jar an arm and the ball goes flying into the air and one of your guys comes down with an interception. You know, Hardy coming off the corner and stripping and forcing the fumble. Williams picks it up, and 91, it looked like he's going to run back in for a touchdown. How the referee saw that as a forward incomplete pass is an absolute miracle. He's not the guy that started the game as the referee, but he's the guy that took over after halftime because they're obviously grooming him to become a referee at some point.
He got a nice little promotion.
he had a rough game. Not ready for primetime player right there.
All right, let's take a break. More of your phone calls when we come back on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Jan from Toyota here with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long.
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
At Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, we make home service easy. We guarantee same-day service and installation with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Family-owned for 53 years, Four Seasons has over 30,000 five-star Google reviews and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. For all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs, for all the right reasons, call 866 Four Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866 Four Seasons.
Mitch, you played in the NFL like me. You know how important the red zone is.
Absolutely, Jurko. And in retirement, your red zone is the 5 years before and after you stop working. That's where the game's won.
That's what I tell people. Don't go at it alone. Mitch Lyons Wealth is the team to trust.
We build personalized game plans to help you retire confidently. No guesswork, just strategy.
Visit MitchLyonsWealth.com today. That's Mitch Lyons Wealth.
Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
$6.7 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $6.7 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoliak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
Hey, Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffel, a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, just opened their newest furniture and mattress superstore in Maryville Plaza in Maryville, Indiana. that makes 7 Chicagoland locations with the best selection, unbeatable value, and styles for every space and budget. Plus, they're 100% employee-owned. That's a local pride you can feel good about. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhoffels.com.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average. And highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admissions.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. It's bold, it's original, it's the best 23 flavors in football. So whether you're cheering in the stadium, tailgating in the lot, or yelling from afar, make sure you've got Dr. Pepper in hand. Go Bears, and drink up. It's a pepper drink.
Chicago's home for sports is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
7 seconds to go, down 5.
The crowd that's left here is making noise.
First and goal at the 6. Bajan with a back to his left. 2 receivers right. Takes the snap, looking right. Gonna fade into the end zone. Pass is caught. Jahdae Walker! Touchdown Bears! With 2 seconds to go. The rookie out of Texas A&M. Perfectly thrown ball. Had a step on the corner. And the Juby slide is back in business.
Peggy and Jurko, Postgame on ESPN Chicago.
Yeah, try doing that Juby slide with your cleats on. He almost went flying as one of the TV cords, or maybe it was one of the coaching cords, tripped him up when he was celebrating a touchdown with 3 seconds left to put the Bears ahead. Jahdae Walker is our Finding the Great, brought to you by Great Clips, because at Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes so that every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. Download the app today. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. We talked about the wide receivers between Jahdae Walker and Alexander. OZ is also Olamide Zacchaeus. Some of the guys that we thought, on the other end of, who you're looking at to make this roster. Right now, OZ looks great, and some of these guys are making some plays when they need to, so it's going to be interesting with the wide receivers come cut-down day on Tuesday.
The difference is going to be those that can play special teams and those that can't play special teams. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, you've got Burden that's going to be there. Scott might be a guy that's on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. Who's the guy? Duvernay.
Duvernay. Devin Duvernay. Now he was kept out of the game today.
Yes, he was. But you heard Ryan Poles talk about him after half about what he brings to the return game and everything like that. So I got Duvernay as one of those guys. If you keep 6, you got 2 more guys that make the squad. Oh, your guy Zacharias. What is it? Yeah. Zachariah Heap. What's his name?
OZ. Olamide Zacchaeus.
So there you go. You really only got room for one more guy with everybody that's Duvernay, OZ on there, Burden, Adunze, Moore. If they keep 6, you got room for one more guy. That means a lot of guys are being said goodbye to. A lot of guys are being said, have a good life. We don't really care. Secondly, Roma Dunze really had himself a nice little game today. Had a chance to make some more catches. Unfortunately, went up for a 50-50 ball. He usually comes down with that. He did not come down with it today. So Dunze looked good. Burden shot himself in the foot a little bit. I don't even know if it was intentional what he did. I think the referee overreacted and went a little bit
when
crazy.
When he spun the football after his catch.
But you can't allow them a reason to do anything because they will, because they want to make a point.
Right.
So you can't do anything that's going, yeah, he went to spin the ball. Unfortunately for him, it crossed the path of the opposing team's player, and then they end up calling a penalty on him. It's something you're going to learn in the NFL. You're a rookie. You're not going to get the benefit of the doubt this year. So you've got to do it right. You know what you do with the football in that situation? Find the referee and hand it to the referee.
Yeah.
Don't go spinning the ball. That's a lesson learned. I don't think it reflects poorly on him. I just think you need to know. You need to know. Do not give him an excuse to throw a flag on you. So I thought it was an unfortunate flag. I didn't think it was a penalty at all. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, hey, I'm going to make an example out of you. This is what I think you did, and I think you did it intentionally, and now I'm going to throw the flag on you. It was silly.
As we were reminded today at the late, great Ryan Sandberg's funeral services, his famous quote at the Hall of Fame is, act like you've been there before. The name on the front of the jersey is more important than the name on the back. Put the ball down and just go back to the huddle. Let's keep going on the phone lines. Mitchell has been hanging on in Des Plaines. Hello, Mitchell.
Hello, Team Virgo. We got Leo. We got a Virgo and a Leo. What a amazing combination for like combustion. Leo walks into a room. John, I'm not going to call you Jurko. I'm going to call you by Jonathan because you're a Sigma Chi, not an ATO. So shut up. And you know what? You think you got all the attention. Then the Virgo comes in and says, you know what, John? Shut your mouth because you know what? I'm going to tell you right now that you have no idea what you're talking about because you can't pay your bill. But I digress. The Bears should celebrate the Tyson Bagent. He is the Josh McCown / Steve Walsh, Vince Evans that is on steroids. This is the greatest story in the last 46 years, John. And Peggy, listen, in all fairness, so SIU, John, you know what? Stop putting down SIU with EIU. You couldn't get into SIU to save your life. So shut up, okay? By the way, John. In all fairness, okay, you couldn't get a starting job at SIU if you were, So just shut your mouth.
All you need is a checking account and a pulse rate to be able to get into SIU.
Hey, when I was at SIU, 1AA champs. Okay, so when I was there. They went to the Citadel to play in the 1AA championship.
Whoa,
I'm sorry, what did you do at Eastern?
La-di-da-da. Good for you, Peggy. We won our national championship in 79. A couple years before you guys. I hope you don't mind that.
You did?
Yeah. Like, you seem shocked.
Was that Division I?
That was Daryl Mudra's team. Well, you're not Division I either.
No. I didn't play. I didn't play.
You weren't Division I either.
I know. I said 1AA.
Yeah, you're 1AA. Don't pretend like you were Division I all of a sudden. SIU. My heavens.
We produced a lot of those
people went to SIU because they
linemen.
hated their parents. They wanted to get 6 hours away from them.
No, people went to SIU because
they
it was
hated
a great
their
party.
Parents. That's
it
why
was
they
a
went.
Great party. Come on. Who's kidding who?
We're still trying to find distinguished alumni from there.
What?
You heard
Chet
me.
Walker.
You heard who?
Chet Walker. Come on.
Former Bull?
Yeah. What? Oh my lordy. Give me a break.
Now she can't talk. All of a sudden she's at a loss for words.
Mitchell, thank you for waking us up.
Mitchell, get Mitchell back.
The clock is going to strike midnight.
Get Mitch back.
And guess who turns back into a pumpkin?
We got another 40 minutes, Mitch.
This guy.
Call again. Virgo,
this guy,
Leo,
yeah.
Sagittarius. I don't know what's going on.
312-332-3776. We'll continue on the phone lines. This is the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Advantage Dealer Group makes car buying simple and fast with their 60-minute guarantee. They know the process starts online, so every one of their dealerships is designed with your experience in mind. Browse the wide selection of new and used vehicles at Advantage Chevy, Toyota, and Acura. Use their payment calculators, explore financing options, and stop by. They value you and your time, getting you in and out with your new car in 60 minutes or less. Advantage Dealer Group, where car buying fits your schedule.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
You know that sound, and you better get used to it, because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. Whether it's a quick run to the grocery store, the gas station, or shopping on your phone without even getting out of bed. When you get that kind of support with lower fees, great rates, and a team that's fully committed to your success, you win. Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner.
This is Courtney Cronin, talking with two of Chicago's top personal injury lawyers, Julio Costa and Anthony Iavone of Costa Iavone.
See that? The name works. Keeping it simple.
Well, of course, it's your last names.
But the real point is that we can keep it simple because we are Chicagoans and our clients are Chicagoans. We know the city and we have a strong sense of the Chicagoland clients we represent.
And that puts them at ease right from the start.
Bingo. Bottom line, we get you. And we're here when you need us.
Costa Iavone. Keep our number in your phone.
708-4million.
Don't miss the $300,000 cash carnival at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Just play this August. More info at Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play.
They'll take the snap, four-man rush. Late pressure coming. They take a chop at him and knock the ball out. The Bears with the heat. And it comes from Daniel Hardy.
Peggy and Jurko, Postgame on ESPN Chicago.
Nice comeback win for the Bears as they beat the Kansas City Chiefs 29-27. It was getting to be a little bit of a snoozer, but Tyson Bagent did a nice job of running the end-of-game offense, the 2-minute drill, and a beautiful catch by Jade Walker as well to put the Bears ahead in this one. And now the Bears can prepare for the real games, Monday Night Football, September 8th. At Soldier Field against the Minnesota Vikings. Let's go to the phone lines. John is in Skokie. Hello, John.
Hey, am I on?
Yes, you are.
Hey, I apologize if you all already talked about this, but I was discouraged by the late start, but that was concerning. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, but the essentially what was a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, I have to say, like, as a gay man, that was really impressive. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And
well, we appreciate, the first quarter they did not show up. They were down 10-0.
Yeah.
And that was concerning. And we looked at it and go, boy, we saw this too much last year. We did not like it. Offensive struggles early. The defense can't get to the quarterback. It's a problem. It was a problem. And then they woke up. It seemed like they answered the alarm, and they started moving forward in the right direction. And once they got Patrick Mahomes out of the game, thank heavens, their offense slowed down, and the Bears' offense picked up when they got Bajan in there in the second half. So,
how did you feel about Montez Sweat? Did Montez Sweat play today?
Yeah, he played.
He did play today.
Came off
Grady
the corner.
Jarrett didn't play today. That's
right.
who. Grady Jarrett didn't play today. Tremaine Edmonds didn't play today. Joe Tooney didn't play today. Obviously, Jalen Johnson is coming back from injury. Kyler Gordon has been working out now. He's expected to be back. Zay Frazier still hasn't played, but Austin Booker also didn't play today.
Well, Austin Booker got hurt last week. So
another one that's injured.
We knew he wasn't going to play today.
Yeah. Do you think the first-team defense should have been in more than they have been in these last two games?
Well, so the two veteran guys, Tooney and Grady Jarrett, haven't really played at all.
No.
Yeah, they're the guys who've been around for a long period of time. They know how to do it. They know when to do it. Those are the guys that have gotten a pass through training camp so far, as at least when it comes to exhibition games.
Right.
They're the guys who've been around. They've earned it. So they said, hey, you guys don't have to play. They're using it to kind of figure out who else they're going to keep along the offensive line and the defensive line. And they got some depth along the defensive line, but the guy that's supposed to get after the quarterback isn't getting after the quarterback right now. You're going to have to scheme things. You're going to have to get fancy. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to bring some heat. You're going to have to depend upon your corners and your defensive backs to be able to make quick decisions. And that's just the way it is. Now, I don't know what Jalen Johnson's problem is. It's not a football injury list. I don't know what the issue is. But they're a better team when he's a corner. He's a better team when they're out there. And right now, it looks like Stevenson's going to be the guy on the other side, and Gordon's going to be the guy playing the slot. And then you got your two safeties in Bidard and Brisker.
Yeah.
And that's going to be your team. And then whoever your sixth guy is going to be the guy on your dime team. And that's how you're moving forward with your defensive backfield. And you've got to be ready to rock. But you might have to bring a fifth guy to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. And I don't really care how you do it. But you've got to find a way to do it. You've got to find a way to make plays. And when you get your hands on the quarterback, get the quarterback to the ground. Get him to the ground. I see him reaching for guys, touching a shoulder, but never corralling them and getting them down.
When we come back, the Bears' advantage will tell you who that was. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. You're listening to the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
This is the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Hi, I'm Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And this is our biggest sale ever. Buy a new air conditioner or furnace and get 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Plus, Four Seasons guarantees to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000, guaranteed. Call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call it 664 Seasons.
Hey Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this season, they're teaming up with Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Every time the Bears defense causes a false start at home, Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels, now with 7 locations, has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses, all styles, every budget, and they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
Jan from Toyota here, with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event, with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line, and he's going long!
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. And now, it could be your ticket in. Enter the Dr. Pepper Bears ticket sweepstakes at drpepperticketsweeps.com/bears for your chance to win tickets to an upcoming game. Terms and conditions may apply.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
$6.7 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $6.7 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing pro football and being on the radio for years, I've had the chance to endorse many companies, but I've never endorsed one owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for over 60 years, including my friends and neighbors. When you need a lawyer, experience matters. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for clients, serving over 40,000 cases in personal injury, auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and more. Their proven results and commitment to clients make them the right choice. They've helped my neighbors and friends, and they'll help you too. Call 8444-VLG-LAW today. The Verdoliak Law Group. Experience you can trust.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
Bagent scanning in the pocket, slides to his left, open to the end zone, front left side, touchdown Freeman. Touchdown Bears. Snap is back to the left side, thrown, Bagent caught, Joel Wilson, touchdown. Touchdown Bears!
Peggy and Jurko postgame, ESPN Chicago.
Tyson Bagent brought the Bears back from down 17 points, scoring 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown in the final 3 seconds that he threw to Jade Walker. And Bagent drove the Bears 87 yards in the 2-minute drill to end the game. It was very impressive for the $10 million man, and he is our Bears advantage. Every game, we give you the Bears advantage of the game, and then we will open up the phone lines later on in the show and ask you to recall who or what we said was the Bears advantage. The caller that correctly states what it was is entered to win a 2026 Chevy Trax. The Bears advantage of the game today was Tyson Bagent. It was a nice look by Tyson Bagent. Really nice job by him. Were you surprised by the way? Do you think he's a potential starter in this league? And were you surprised that he decided to sign a 2-year deal to stick around here?
I am not surprised. I'm not surprised that he'd want a little bit of security. And you'd want to go ahead and cash in a little bit with a 2-year, $10 million extension. I was with Ty Detmer. I was with Mark Brunell. I was with Kurt Warner. I was with Brett Favre. And Favre didn't win the job against Mikowski. Mikowski got hurt against Cincinnati in the 4th game of the year. Favre took over and then never relinquished the position to anybody else. But we knew Brunell was going to play somewhere, and then we knew Detmer had the ability to play if he got the opportunity somewhere. So Detmer was in Philadelphia, and he was a starting quarterback in Philadelphia. Brunell was a starting quarterback down in Jacksonville in 95. Kurt Warner got cut and released, went into the grocery store business, bagging groceries. then came back, went to the Arena Football League, came back out, and when Trent Green got hurt, got the chance and the opportunity to play in 99 and became a starter. But all those guys were in our camps in 94 and 95, and they all ended up being starting quarterbacks someplace else. So, yeah, you can have a situation where you've got a starting quarterback and you've got another guy there that could probably start somewhere in the league. And at some point during this year, Bagent would be the best option for a lot of teams out there when their starter gets hurt. Yeah, he has the ability to start. In his first 4 games, he went 2-2. You know, that's not too bad. I think he's a better quarterback now than he has been. I think he's learned a lot. I think he's been around the NFL game. When you watch, you learn. I think he has learned some stuff that's out there. So, yeah, I think that Bagent could possibly become a starting quarterback. He likes it here. There's nothing wrong with liking it here. Now you got to ask yourself, will you ever get the opportunity here? The only way you'll get the opportunity here is through injury.
Well, and he did say, number one, that he acknowledges every single snap that he takes is his tape that he's putting together to get a starting job somewhere someday.
And remember, Garoppolo never gets the opportunity if Bledsoe doesn't get suspended. Bledsoe gets suspended for 4 games. Garoppolo gets the opportunity, plays his ass off. Now all of a sudden he ends up getting traded for a second-round pick. So you never know when your opportunity is going to come or why your opportunity is going to come. But you hope one day your opportunity does come, and when it does, you have a tremendous showing. You do a nice job.
He's also shown that he can pick up another offense for a young guy coming out of Division II Shepherd University, a complicated offense as well. But to show that he is able to pick up another playbook and
Peggy, quarterbacks are usually some of the smartest guys on your football team. And the closer you are to the football, the smarter you usually are.
I was going to say quarterbacks and offensive linemen,
Your
right?
offensive line are pretty smart individuals. You guys in the interior, your middle linebacker, usually you got some, quarterback theoretically of the defense. Usually those are the guys that are, you look at the Wonderlic scores, you look at the stuff, you can sit there and say, hey, these are the smart guys, right? Further you get away from the football, the further variance you'll find from the mean, where you'll find all types of scores along the whole spectrum. Offensive linemen are smart people. Whether you like it or not, they are. I never acknowledged that. I never wanted to give them any credit. But, yeah, they are. Quarterbacks are smart. It's just the way they are. And that's why they usually can pick up multiple systems. That's why usually they got the toughest job out there. It's why they get paid the most money. I don't begrudge one quarterback the amount of money they make. They're going to make 20 to 25% of your salary cap. Why? Because they deserve it. It's the most difficult job on the football field. And that's why they end up getting the money. When they're great, they end up getting the money. I find that they pay too many non-great quarterbacks great quarterback money. And that's what you've got to be careful of. Because you can't do that because you're going to need to support that not great quarterback with some more talent around him. And, I mean, the guy you see, Mahomes, they pay him the money because he makes everybody look good. Everybody looks good around him. And when you don't catch the ball when he throws it to you, then they really look at you and go, boy, you can't play. Because if you can't catch the ball Mahomes is throwing you, you can't catch a ball from anybody. But that's why they get it. But, yeah, so quarterback position, smart. Bagent, Caleb Williams. These guys can absorb a lot of information, take it in, process stuff when they're watching, process stuff on film, be able to coordinate it, collate it all together mentally, and then come out and produce something for you on a football field. That's why they get paid. And they are usually the smartest ones.
And it doesn't hurt also that he thought playing in a Ben Johnson system with this coaching staff is also going to be good for his career. So no matter where he goes after this, that is a good check mark to have on your resume. Even if he's coaching further down the line.
Yeah, who's the young whippersnapper that's the offense coordinator here?
Declan Doyle.
Declan Doyle. When Declan Doyle gets his job, whenever he gets his head job, he might want to take Bagent with him as a quarterback. You don't know.
Right.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that usually happens. Tom Coughlin saw Brunell in 1994 when he had gotten a job as the head coach. He left Boston College. He came up to camp with us and watched Brunell play. And we had a combination day between us and the New England Patriots where we came and we practiced against each other. And Brunell probably had one hell of a 2-day set against those guys. And then we played him in an exhibition game. But off of that, and hiring Dick Geron as his coordinator, who we asked about Brunell, and that's where that perfect little, hey, we're going to trade you guys for Mark Brunell. And that's what happened. Detmer left via free agency, I think. But Ron Wolf did that all the time. He had Aaron Brooks. They drafted Aaron Brooks, Hasselbeck. And when Holmgren left to go to Seattle, he wanted Hasselbeck. So the Packers traded him to whatchamacallit. Ron always drafted quarterbacks. He didn't mind it. He goes, if you get them, you develop them, you might be able to move them for, some draft capital. So that's how some guys treat the quarterback position. And if you can develop them, then you'll be in pretty good shape. Brady doesn't get a chance if Bledsoe stays healthy.
Yeah.
So you don't know when you're going to get your chance as a quarterback. So you might as well do it here with an offensive genius as your head coach, backing up Caleb Williams. And if for one reason or another Caleb Williams goes down, Bajan believes he could be able to step in this offense and be in a position for success.
Ben Johnson also mentioned that he sees a lot of in Tyson Bagent. Very, very serious guy in the classroom, in the quarterback room, takes his job very seriously. Let's hear more from what Ben Johnson had to say today after the game, courtesy of Fox 32.
I thought a number of guys played their tails off, particularly there in the second half. Was not the start we wanted from our ones on really offense, defense, or special teams. It was a little bit disappointing to see how slow we started. Defensively, we didn't feel like we controlled the line of scrimmage very well. We gave up some explosive plays. We had some costly penalties, and we couldn't stop them when they got down there in the red zone. So that wasn't good on that side. Offensively, first two possessions was really sloppy football that has plugged us in and out of camp so far. And unfortunately, that's what we got here tonight. There was a number of things that we could have done a better job of. I felt Swifty come to life a little bit. I thought he was going to give us a spark. And then finally we were able to get a field goal. And then the 2-minute right before half, that was a good thing to see. We hadn't really had much success before halftime in the 2-minute drill. So was pleased to see that. Second half was really a different story. Guys came out, they played hard, but you have a block kick and things like that on teams, you don't feel good about. And then, for us to come away with the win there at the end was really remarkable. Some individual performances stood out. Daniel Hardy, I thought, was tremendous. Getting the sack fumble was huge for us, and that really changed the game. And then Jade Walker in particular there on that last drive was outstanding. So, we'll take a look here at the tape, and it's tough when it's the last time you're in the locker room with a 90-man roster, and what's coming right around the corner here. So we'll have some tough decisions to make. We'll open it up.
What do you think that happened with the first-team offense, and what does that mean? You guys have made some momentum over the last week or so, it seemed like, and then this was... Yeah,
it is disappointing to me offensively for sure, because I thought that we'd kind of worked our way out of that. I'm still learning this group as well, because we said this is our first time on the road, and we were going to find out what type of road team we were going to be. And if the first quarter was really any indication, it's not good enough. So we got to get better in a hurry. Good news is, we'll be able to look at this tape and coach it up with our guys, and I think it's out of our system, hopefully, for us going into the regular season. But yeah, we got to make sure that we start faster on offense and on defense.
Was there something that led you to send Caleb back out there for the 2-minute drill, or were you planning to do that anyway?
Well, we had a number of snaps in mind, and we hadn't hit that threshold yet. So we were really sticking to our plan.
What were your thoughts on the third possession when you guys went down and got a field goal, and Caleb took a shot to throw in the end zone? Yeah. We were able to start moving the ball, and there's some opportunities that are mixed in. I don't necessarily love that decision based on the look I saw, but we'll have to see what that looked like on tape. I felt like there was a safety in the way, so
once again, that's part of us seeing things. We're learning. The good news is he made it a high back five, which we alluded to in the past, and so it was going to be us or nobody. But we just want him to keep working through his progression there on that one.
Ben, there was at least one play where Caleb held the ball for, it was like 5 seconds, I think.
That sounds like good protection.
And took a sack.
See.
How are you guys coming along in that as far as progressing through being more decisive and not holding on to it too long, trying to make a play and then have a negative play?
Yeah, last week was a really good start for us. This week it wasn't quite the same. It didn't feel like. So once again, we'll take a look at that and we'll see what we need to address with it.
The fumble to start the game for the offense. What did you see on that play? It looked like Zacchaeus was coming.
Yeah, bad ball handling. Yeah, we walked through all the openers to start the game, and we didn't execute them very well.
How nice is it to see both of your quarterbacks execute the 2-minute drives like they did?
Yeah, that was a step in the right direction. Our defense had really, for the most part in training camp, had the upper hand on us. So to see them do it at a high level there and get us a couple touchdowns, that was huge.
Yeah, a little disappointing considering the first 15 are scripted plays to see a botched snap fumbled by Caleb Williams and then a false start on the next snap by the rookie Colston Loveland. But they did recover. They came back and they were able to score right before the half. The Bears come back and win this one 29-27. Let's take a break. When we come back, we still have to find your verdict. We'll get that.
Can't wait.
In a moment.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres, we are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe. Amplify your entertainment experience at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-8094. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Reason number 204 to visit the city of Countryside, Chicago's Western Gateway.
Come into Little Joe's for homemade Italian beef, meatballs, and giardiniera. Little Joe's is a family-owned restaurant for 55 years and counting and is a countryside must-try. Chicago dogs, Italian sausage, and much more. What more could you ask for in a neighborhood staple like Little Joe's? Stop in today at the corner of LaGrange and Plainfield Road or check them out online at littlejoesbeef.net. Little Joe's, where everybody knows everybody.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
At UI Health, compassion isn't just care, it's commitment. UI Health's team of experts listens to your story, understands your experience, and embraces your voice. That's because UI Health is with you every step of the way. Whether it's your stroke emergency, your cancer journey, or your transplant victory, UI Health's care heals and saves. UI Health, expert care for your journey. Learn more at uihealth.care.
Football is back, and so is the perfect beer for your game day lineup, Yuengling Flight.
It's the next generation of light beer, crisp, clean, and just 95 calories. That's a win before kickoff.
You bring the wings and the jerseys, and we'll bring the flight, whether you're tailgating or posting up with friends.
Flight brings the flavor and keeps the energy up all season long.
Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
And here we are, folks. It's the Jeff and Jeff Call. I know football.
And I know houses, because when it comes to selling your house, you need a winning team you can trust.
No surprises, no fumbles, just a clear path to closing, just like a perfect play.
Jeff Buys Your House makes it simple. A fair offer, no repairs needed, and a closing date on your timeline.
Don't take a chance selling your house with just anyone. Visit us at jeffbuysyourhouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
You know that sound, and you better get used to it, because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. Whether it's a quick run to the grocery store, the gas station, or shopping on your phone without even getting out of bed, when you get that kind of support with lower fees, great rates, and a team that's fully committed to your success, you win. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Offers end September 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
The Chicago Bears podcast. If you aren't listening, you're not getting the whole story. See it or hear it now on the ESPN Chicago app or wherever you like to pod.
Odunze left. DJ Moore and Zacchaeus to the right. Colston Loveland, the tight end. Snap back to Caleb against a four-man rush. Throwing end zone. Touchdown! Bang, bang. Bears have 6. And it's Rome Odunze with a touchdown catch. 3 yards. Touchdown Bears. It's 20-9. Kansas City.
Peggy and Jurko postgame. ESPN Chicago.
Ben Johnson gets his first look at greatness on the other side of the field going up against Andy Reid. This year, he will also be facing Pete Carroll, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin on the other sidelines. So it'll be some interesting matchups, not to mention the quarterbacks that will be playing the Bears this year as well. Ben Johnson finishes out his first preseason as head coach at 2-0-1, and the Bears now will get ready for the season opener, Monday Night Football, September 8th against the Vikings. Do you have a verdict?
I do have a verdict. I was wondering, and I looked in the witness box for the defense in the first quarter, and I couldn't find them.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately for us, when the defense had to come in and play and maybe start off on a good note, the defense was not there to be found. It's unfortunate. On the road, it's very difficult to play. It's very difficult to win on the road in the NFL. It's become less difficult as time has gone on, but you still have to approach it like it's a business trip. You have to get out. You've got to be focused, and you've got to be ready to go. You've got no fans that are going to be cheering you on. You're going to be in a hostile environment. The only energy that's going to be built is the energy that's built within your group and within your unit. And they've got to find a way to get to a level of concentration and get to a level of participation where they're cognizant of the fact that the football game is starting and you can't fall too far behind because you screw everything up. And then rather than blame the offense, which is very popular and everybody likes to do, I'm going to blame the defense, because if Mahomes would have played the whole game, he might have thrown for 500 yards. He might have thrown for 6 touchdowns.
He had 200 yards in the first quarter.
Right.
So it's kind of...
And I'm sure we're going to bring more against Minnesota, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more. I'm sure they might have been playing it solid vanilla in this game because they did so much against Buffalo. Maybe they said, hey, we're just not going to do a whole bunch of stuff here today. We'll see how it goes. Well, it didn't go so hot.
So I would say your Verdoliak Law Group
the verdict there of the day is defense was not in the courtroom.
I like that.
I don't know where they were.
I think for all the fans who are excited at a 2-0-1 finish and a comeback win in the third preseason game, you are kind of being the judge overriding their verdict, so it's a judgment notwithstanding.
Yeah, might have to be. Yes.
I think it's a judgment notwithstanding.
That's a legal term, a fancy one that I like. Judgment notwithstanding. And speaking of the Verdoliak Law Group, if you're injured in a truck or a car accident, call the Verdoliak Law Group. They've been fighting insurance companies since 1963. Over 40,000 clients, $9 billion won. 8444-VLG-LAW.
And you've been doing this for a long time. Very rarely have you been able to support some people that you know.
A judgment notwithstanding.
Judgment
You're right.
notwithstanding.
You're right.
Yeah, see?
100%.
Thank you. Big week for the Bears now as they prepare for the regular season. There is a lot of work to do, a lot of decisions to be made as well, and that is cut down day on Tuesday. You've talked about it a lot. It's a lot of it is numbers, a lot of it is math, and then we'll find out what injuries may put guys on the shelf a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah, and remember, they can only put a handful of guys on injured reserve and pull 2 guys off of IR. And I think they've got to stay there for a little while. If you put them on injured reserve, they're not eligible to come back until I think after week 4. So we'll see what ends up happening here over the course of time.
That is Tuesday, I believe, 3 o'clock Central Time is the deadline for rosters to be cut down. A lot of teams have already started with their roster cut downs and heading in teams that played yesterday, earlier today as well. And I expect that we'll probably start getting some of those press releases.
I would also
first
take a
thing
look
in the morning.
I'd take a look at 2 teams. Detroit, if they cut somebody that Ben Johnson likes, and Dennis Allen from New Orleans. If New Orleans makes a move where they cut somebody that maybe Dennis Allen likes, that might be 2 areas that they go and take a concentrated look at the rosters, who's released, if they're going to make additions to the Chicago Bears roster.
May need to block a couple wide receivers from going to Minnesota as well. Our thanks go to executive producer Eric Ostrowski, Kendra Smith, and Jake Santos also helping out. Our broadcast crew, Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer, and Jason McKee. Our guests today, Daniel Hardy, Coach Ben Johnson, and Caleb Williams. We will be back September 8th for the Monday Night Football opener against the Vikings. Bears come back and win 29-27. They finished the preseason 2-0-1. For Jurko, I'm Peggy. You've been listening to the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Jan from Toyota here with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's